Approaching 6:50, top stories in today's Smart Start for Thursday. We keep trying to get some more specifics on why exactly Dr. Mike Mendoza suddenly left his position as Monroe County's health commissioner. But here's the thing. We've learned the county and Mendoza signed a non-disclosure agreement about this, promising not to talk anymore about the resignation other than the original release. According to the NDA, Mendoza will not be investigated or disciplined. His departure is officially chalked up to personal reasons. In turn, Mendoza agreed not to sue the county for anything. We've got the full agreement on our website, as well as calls for more answers about this at rochesterfirst.com. Highlights from Rochester Mayor Malik Evans giving his annual State of the City address. Last night he talked about violence, jobs, business development, and permanent housing works happening now. Evans says RPD is the first municipal police agency anywhere in the U.S. with 24/7 access to an ATF agent who reviews every gun arrest. He adds more than 100 offenders are in federal custody and more than 800 illegal guns were taken off the streets last year. He also explained the impact Fortune 500 company Constellation Brands could have in the city and what it will do for the economy.
This longtime king of the adult beverage industry will be moving into the Aqueduct building this summer, infusing our downtown with hundreds of workers and more than likely more than a few new residents to join the more than 10,000 people who call downtown home as part of our growing live, work, play environment of our center city.
He also touched on other projects happening now, housing units being built at Plymouth and Main, Canal Street, and North Clinton Avenue. To watch that full State of the City address, you can find that on our website this morning. Well, after 40 very long years of wondering if Wendy Jerome's killer would ever be punished, it finally happened, and her family was there to see it. News 8 caught up with some of the loved ones of Jerome after her convicted murderer learned his fate yesterday. Aron Spitzer is here in studio with their reaction. Aron.
60-year-old Timothy Williams will now spend the next 25 years to life in prison after being convicted of murdering 14-year-old Wendy Jerome. On Thanksgiving Day in 1984, Jerome left her home to deliver a birthday card to a friend and never returned. Williams was identified as a suspect decades later through DNA testing. After the judge handed down the Williams sentencing, and with emotions running high, Wendy's mother, Marlene Jerome, could be heard saying, "Thank you. It's over."
Wendy will never be forgotten. She's always going to be in our hearts. Justice for Wendy.
My father had passed away from cancer before he ever got to this point or found out who killed his little girl. And that's something that I carry with me every day.
The break in this case was a first for New York. Williams was the first person in the state to go to trial after an arrest tied to what's known as familial DNA. Brennan?
Aron, thanks. Also sentenced the man who kidnapped a 9-year-old girl from Saratoga County. Craig Ross Jr. will spend 47 years to life behind bars for first-degree kidnapping and predatory sexual assault against a child. He pleaded guilty to the charges earlier this year. The girl's disappearance from a state park near Albany in September prompted an Amber Alert as the case drew national media coverage. New this morning, a Rochester home surrounded, 2 arrests made as well after a call for gunshots on Dewey Avenue. No one was hit with the gunfire. Police say the shooting seemed to stem from an issue between people in different cars on 104, and then they surrounded a home on Pierpont Street that led to the arrest of 2 women, 27 and 26 years old. No word yet on their names or charges that will be filed. Your sunrise traffic here at 6:53 around the metro looking okay. Out in Webster, though, a crash just reported within the last half hour at Hard Road and 104, that being the exit there getting to the old Hagedorn site. Again, Hard Road 104. We'll check that again coming up at about 7:25. A heads up for RG&E customers. The company is applying one-time credits for all electric and natural gas bills. This credit will be automatically applied to one of your future bills, and it will show up under the miscellaneous charges section. If you want to know the breakdown of what you could be receiving, there it is on your screen now, anywhere from about $10 to $19. That funding covered by the state, we're told, in an effort to address energy affordability. Happening today, there's a groundbreaking for the new Fairlife plant in Webster. The dairy giant is projected to make about 5 million pounds of local milk a day. Process that. In May last year, the state announced the company, a subsidiary of Coke, is building a $650 million site off Tabor Road. That's on the east side of Webster. It would also bring 250 new jobs, plans to open next year. That ceremony will be held at 11. We will be there with our News 18. team, as the governor will also be there speaking. How about this, Amherst fans? Rochester is tied with the Syracuse Crunch for the first spot on points, both with 2 games left in the regular season. Cuse has 1 more win. That's why the Crunch are still in front. The Amherst did win last night to keep pace, avoiding the play-in tournament. That game with Toronto, Yuri Kalik stays hot, gets 2 goals on his outing. The Amherst can clinch home ice for the first round later this week, but head coach Seth Appert, who may be in line for the Sabres job, who knows, says his guys in Rochester aren't worried about what could change between now and then.
This group has done a really good job. I think as a staff, we've done a good job on keeping our focus on today. Just worrying about today. If it's a practice day, let's be great in practice. If it's a lift day, let's lift. And if it's a game day, let's play like it's playoff hockey and treat it with the urgency it requires. We've been trying to not worry about standings, not worry about out-of-town scoreboard, worry about ourselves, and trying to build towards being a playoff team.
Friday is the last home game before the playoffs start. Puck drop at 7:05. I have no problem with losing my hair and being bald, but if I could have hair, right there, Seth Appert. It's pretty good.
Great flow.
It's awesome.
Go check it out yourself in person tomorrow night.
Or next season in Buffalo, maybe.
Ooh,
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Possible.
Yeah.
I'm sure that his name has come up in that conversation. As we look outside over downtown, you see the gray. It's not the prettiest. I poked my head outside. It's not too bad. We don't see any drizzle, at least locally. There could be some pockets here and there. Penn 54, Canisius 56. These numbers are really normal for an afternoon high temperature this time of year, so we'll take that. Around 60 today. We hold off on the rain. We wait for that tomorrow. Then we get into the weekend. Brandon, I'm looking forward to a little bit of sunshine. We'll definitely get it by Sunday.
Yeah, got some yard work to do, right? All right, thank you, James, and thank you for watching us here at Sunrise for Thursday. We'll see you back here in 30. CBS Mornings coming your way.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.